All right, everyone, I'm back. Shabaka's back. How's everybody's doing? Sorry, get this book together here. Okay, I'm back. Happy holidays. Whatever you celebrate, hopefully it's peaceful, quiet, safe, and everybody enjoy. Have fun, be safe. We need more peace and unity throughout the world. The fight against evil and corruption, and we gotta protect our children and and family. Yeah. There's a lot of good going on in the world, but does it outweigh the bad that's going on either? So, all right. So, enough of that. Like I said, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and grab your Bible, take notes, or let's read. Let's get an understanding to get an overstanding of what we reading, and so we could comprehend on what we're reading, so we can have a clear understanding, which will lead us to overstand the concepts, the idea, the theme, and the origin of what was told to us, but wasn't read to us properly, or we didn't see it ourselves. So now you're reading for yourself. So, all right, this is chapter 18, Genesis chapter 18. Okay, I'm reading the King James Bible, chapter 18, Genesis chapter 18. All right, and all right, if you want to catch up on the other chapters and verses, you need to go listen to the other videos, and we go from there. All right, subscribe, spread the word, and let's go. All right. And the Lord appeared. Here you go, appeared. All right. How did he appear? What time? Where? But, well, it's going to tell you where, but how did he appear? And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. Wow. And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. All right, so the heat. Okay, I guess they knew what time, what temperature it was, the weather and everything. So, said the heat of the day. So it was hot, summertime or whatever. I wonder if it's saying, did Abraham sat in the tent of the door? Or did it say God, the Lord? There's many lords. God and Lord is only a title. As what people say, the devil could be a god too. Anything could be a god. Got to have a name. You can be a good god or a bad god. You can be Lord. In British royal family, they call each other lords and all that, right? If I own a piece of property, I'm a landlord. I'm the lord of the land. So, Lord, it's a Hebrew. The Rosh, in Hebrew is rabbi. Rabbi means Lord. It comes from the word, I think, don't quote me on this, but I remember reading it comes from the word mashik or masha. It means to rub, to rub what? Oil, to be anointed. Because that's what Messiah, Rabboni and all that stuff means, Means master. And it derives from the word, rub, mashik or masha. I may be mispronouncing it in Hebrew and all that, but I recall that it all means to be rubbed. When they rub your feet with oil as being anointed and all that. So anyway, do the research on that and comment me if I correct or not. Anyway, so he lift up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. Okay, so all right. So I guess if it was properly translated, it'll say, and the Lords appeared unto him. But he said he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself toward the ground. This is very interesting, man. Yeah, this right here, yo, come on. I mean, this seems like extraterrestrial right here. It is. I mean, he saw them, right? He lifted up his eyes. All right, let's read this again. And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. All right, let's go. Let's go a couple of verses back. All right, let's at the end of chapter 17, right? Let's go on top. It said, and the same day was Abraham circumcised and Ishmael his son. Okay, then he was being circumcised and all that. All right. That must have hurt because Abraham's old. Must have hurt him, boy. He's old. Getting circumcised at old age. Jeez. Anyway, because his son Ishmael, if you read verse 25, he's 13 years old and he was circumcised. You want to do that when you're young, man. You're doing that. Okay. And verse 27, and all the men of his house born in the house and bought with money of the stranger were circumcised with him. Okay. The strangers. It's probably the word slave properly, if translated properly. They were bought. I mean, come on. Jeez. You're buying people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they were circumcised too. The people that was bought with money of the stranger was circumcised with him. So Abraham got some slaves, some people he bought, and he's like, you guys getting circumcised also. All right. Okay, now chapter 18. This is interesting. I mean, where's my highlighter? I need to get my highlight on this one. Right? All right. Hold on for a minute. I need to get a pen. This right here. I don't know what happened to my highlighter, man. I'm gonna use a pen. We're gonna mark this right here. This is interesting, man. This right here. Yeah, I need you preachers and pastors and to talk about this right here, because this is an event. All right, okay. And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre. All right. So we went from circumcision to up to here. So all right. So whatever happened in between before this came about. But anyway. And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. All right, so whoever wrote this knew the temperature. All right, I don't know how he know the temperature or whatever. Anyway, all right, because this is speaking in third hand, Anyway, okay. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself toward the ground. I mean, however these guys looked, right? Whatever they were wearing, how they looked, right? Abraham saw them. And soon as he saw, he went down and bowed down. He went to worship these guys, right? Right? And said, my Lord. I mean, so you saying God? So that was God. Out of these 3 men, one of them was the God. Right? That's what they're trying to say here. And said, my Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee, from thy servant. All right. I'm going to all right. Okay. Let a little water, I pray ye, this is verse 4, be fetched and wash your feet. Okay, he wanted to wash their feet. These men, I mean, it's like, yo, he lifted up his eyes and saw 3 men. They were men. Right? You guys, you know, what you want to say, angels, whatever, because angels is just a word, it means messenger. So anybody could be an angel. Anybody could be a messenger. Right? Something about these guys, he saw them, he knew what they were, he ran up to them and bowed down. Right? Called them Lord. Should be lords. Because he bowing down to all 3 of them. It should be, the translation should say lords. Or gods. All right? Let a little water, I pray you, be fetched and wash your feet and rest yourselves under the tree. Wow. He's like, yo, let me wash your feet, man. Let me get this water. Let me get this pot of water. You know, let me wash your feet. You know, that's a form of respect, honor. You know, let me clean you. You know what I'm saying? As a man, you know, I mean, back then, I'm sure they do it today. Some parts of the East, you know, wash a man's feet, a man wash another man's feet, or a woman wash. It's a form of, like, you know, anointing, you know. That's, you know, this is where, you know, anointed and being anointed, you know, respect, honor come from, you know, washing it, you know, your feet, you know, another person washing your feet out of respect with oil, or, you know, wash with water, you know. Anyway, do the research on that. Comment me back on that, please. Anyway, verse 5, chapter 18, Genesis. And I will fetch a morsel of bread and comfort ye your hearts. After that ye shall pass on, for therefore are ye come to your servant? And they said, so do as thou hast said. Jeez, this old English stuff here, man. Which we know wasn't spoken like that thousands of years ago, or 100,000 of years ago. But anyway, okay, all right. So, verse 6, and Abraham, right, hastened into the tent unto Sarah and said, make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make cakes upon the hearth. I guess, you know, like, yo, make these cakes, make this bread, make this food, put some love into it, make sure it comes from the heart. You know, the gods are here, the lords are here. You know, it's time, you got to feed them. You know, this is how much respect Abraham had for these beings. You know, who are these beings? You know, that's a question you should ask, you know, yourself, your pastor, your teacher, your belief, your, you know, whoever you're under or following, you know, or just yourself, you know, family member or whatever, you know. Yeah. This is deep right here. You know, Abraham is just like excited. You know, he bowed down to them. You know, he knew who they were as soon as he lift his eyes up. All right. So in verse 7, and Abraham ran unto the herd and fetch a calf tender and good, and gave it unto a young man, and he hasted to dress it. Okay, cooking up some meat and all that stuff, so dress it and season it and all that, you know. And he took butter and milk and the calf which he had dressed, and sat it before them, and he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. Wow. So, you know, these beings, wherever these beings are, these men are, you know, Abraham took care of them. You know, he took care of them. This is a deep, you know, very interesting chapter here. Right? These guys, you know, they ate, you know, they're good. Right? They ate good, and Abraham, his wife, make sure of that. Right? And verse 9. Verse 9. Trying to be better with the camera and recording. And they said unto him, and they, who is the they, okay? It's those three men, but, you know, this chapter is not telling you the names or anything like that, so I guess you have to read other books, okay? You got to read other scriptures outside of the Bible, etc. You got to do some research and find out more details about who these beings are, etc. And they said unto him, where is Sarah thy wife? And he said, behold, in the tent. And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah, thy wife, shall have a son. Okay, tell her she's going to have a son, as old as she is. And Sarah heard it in the tent door, which was behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age. So they make it sound real old. They said they were old and well stricken. Stricken is like, yo, these people mad old, yo. Not only they were old, but they were ancient old, stricken in age. The hell, I'm gonna have a baby at this age. I'm gonna die pushing out a baby right now. Anyway, and it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I am wax old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also? And the Lord said unto Abraham, okay, out of these three men, one of them is the Lord, or lords, but doesn't matter. I mean, one of them is top dog, right? And said unto Abraham, wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, shall I of a surety bear a child, which I'm old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the time appointed, I will return unto thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. Okay. Then Sarah denied, saying, I laugh not, for she was afraid. And he said, nay, but thou didst laugh. And she laughed because she didn't believe that she, as old as she is, going to get pregnant. And the men, okay, there you go. Verse 16, chapter 18. And the men rose up from thence and looked toward Sodom. All right, conversation changed now. And looked toward Sodom. And Abraham went with them to bring them on the way. So he went with them, you know. Right? He walked. So as they walking towards Sodom, right? You know, however they got there, right? And talking to Abraham and et cetera, et cetera. I'm sure conversations took place, right? Dialogue and everything. So, and the Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do? Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I know him that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham which he hath spoken of him. And the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, right? Sodom and Gomorrah, it's great. There's probably mad sins going on and everything. And because their sin is very grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me. And if not, I will know. And the men, verse 22, and the men turned their faces from these and went toward Sodom. These are the same three men, right? But Abraham stood yet before the Lord, and Abraham drew near, right? Said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein? That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous shall be as the wicked, to be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? And the Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes. 50. Right? Give me 50, and I'll spare Sodom and Gomorrah. And Abraham answered and said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes. Peradventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Wilt thou destroy the city for lack of 5? And he said, if I have find there 45, I will not destroy. And he spake unto him yet again. So these guys are negotiating, going back and forth. If you find 50 or 45, you know. All right. And he spake unto him yet again and said, peradventure there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. And he said unto him, oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall be 30 be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find it 30 there. And behold, verse 31, and he said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. So they went all the way from 50 down to 20. It's negotiations back and forth. You know, I mean, in today's world out there, you know, and ain't nobody negotiating. It's just drop the bomb on you or whatever. I mean, I'm sure they negotiate before they go drop the bomb. You know, they decide and plan and where, you know, but this verse is unique, right? This whole chapter is unique. All right. Verse 33, and the Lord went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham, and Abraham returned unto his place. All right, I guess. And the Lord went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham, and Abraham returned unto his place. Okay. Well, all right. So, took a pause there. I'm trying to see, should we go to chapter 19? But that's another video. All right. I'm going to, just think about this whole chapter, these men, the Lord appeared, how, what is it about these men that Abraham saw and bowed down to them and all that stuff and called them lords and all that? They're in the flesh, they eat, he bought them drinks, got them bread, meat, he treat them like royal, they were royal, so it's deep. You can check it out. All right, everyone, it's another video. Listen, be blessed, be safe, be good at work, do the best you can. All right, do the best you can at everything, let's be kind to each other, all right? Let's raise each other up everywhere, all around the world, doesn't matter. Don't be good to yourself, that's making a change also. Taking care of your family, taking care of yourself, doing the right thing, this is still a good thing in my book. All right, so have a peace, happy holidays, and catch you next time. All right, wish you soon. Okay, so spread the word, subscribe, and press the like buttons, leave a comment, and be safe. All right, happy holidays, happy New Year, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, or whatever else holiday you celebrate before the end of the year. Happy holidays. Peace.